Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures, and today we're doing, again, it's Roxy's Weekly Challenge, and we're going to be using the all the little stamps that we made last week. I've got them all in this box. There's a couple here that I haven't even tried stamping with yet. I made a couple more off camera. This little tree and this sort of, I don't know, lily or lotus flower or something, I'm not sure. It was just it's just plain. So I'm going to have a go with these. Now, I did not see this coming, but Rachel is using a jelly plate. I've never seen it, well, she said she's never used it before. And I had never thought of using it in combination with stamps the way she has, so this could be really interesting. So I've got a variety of papers and things to stamp onto and things to jelly print onto and different papers. The same way she did, some book pages. I've got some packaging paper. I've got some coffee dye paper. I've got a few bits. And the other thing I thought I might use was some of my jelly prints that I did before a few weeks ago. I haven't done anything with them since. A few of them I thought could do with a little bit more printing on, or a bit more colour. Actually, it's funny, they've all ended up very similar colours, but all of these could do with a bit more work on them. And some of them I thought that were a bit plain, which I'll show you. Got a whole little pile here. A few of the plainer ones I thought could do with a bit of printing on, or stamping on. So I thought I might use some of those to stamp onto. I don't know how this is going to go. And I've got a variety of paints. I'll show you the paints I brought with me. Well, I've just got out my drawer. Bit of a selection. Most of them, of course, are the dilutions paints, because that's what I've got most of. A whole variety of colours here, some paler colours, some brighter colours, and what have you. I haven't gone for the metallics this time. I thought I'd stick with the just the normal colours. Yes, I think that's everything. Got my brayers. Let's get started and try playing with some of these paints, and if I think any of them would look good with these colours, I will try printing onto there. But I'm just going to start with some plainer, straightforward printing to start with, and try using some of these stamps. I've got them at the ready. I'm going to start with some, I've got some a little bit pink. Whoop. This is rose quartz, and I've got some peony blush, which is one of my favourites. It's just a little bit of a brighter colour. Let's mix it up a little bit with something else. What have I got here? Squeezed orange. I haven't mixed these colours together before, so this could be interesting. Okay. Let's give it a go, see what we get. I think what we need to do, I'm going to, I don't know why this happens, that some of the bits are just resisting a little bit. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm going to go in with one of my stamps, and I'm just going to try picking some of this up and stamping onto it. I've got some painted book pages like this, so I thought I might stamp onto them. See how that comes out. Picking up a little bit of the colour from the jelly plate and transferring it onto the painted paper. Okay, something like that. So I've now got this so far. Now I'm going to try and pick up what's left of the paint on here. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but it's all about experimenting, isn't it? And then I'm just going to use my other little brayer to try and pick up this paper. I don't know how well it'll come up. Obviously it's a bit narrower than my plate, so let's see how it looks. Well, that's come up quite well. Can you see that? So the bits where I did the stamping and transferred that onto the other paper, that sort of left that. Actually, I quite like that. Yeah, okay. I'm happy with that. Let's leave that to dry. Let's go with some more variations of colour. Ooh, quite a big dollop of that. This is laid back lilac, I think. Let's see, laid back lilac. And I'm going to go with a bit of blue. Periwinkle. And some, let's go. I'm really mixing the colours. I'm following Rachel's lead and just mixing the colours willy-nilly. Not trying to keep them with colour families anymore. Pure Sunshine, this one. That might be quite an interesting mixture. I have no idea how this is turning out. But that's the whole point of it, isn't it? It's the fun of it. Fun of experimenting. Whoa. Yes, interesting. Okay. Got some bits of something here. I may have bits on my... Could be to do with having something on the brayer. That might need a clean. Hadn't thought of that. Okay, let's just... not sure about this colour combo, but we'll see. Let's do something with... Oops. Okay, we'll go with the spots. I've got a few spots on here. And I'll just... try and pick up some of this and transfer it over to the next piece of painted paper, which is green. So we've got this piece now. Looks interesting. Strange, but interesting. Now let's have another piece of paper. I'll go for a slightly... See if I can pick up the rest of the paint with a slightly bigger piece. Yeah, this should do it, hopefully. Give it a rub with the brayer. Just make sure we pick up as much as possible. I didn't think, or it never occurred to me, that you'd be able to use book page on this. So this is quite an interesting take on jelly printing to me. Am I picking most of it up? Well, it seems to be. What we got? Well, we've got a interesting pattern and some rather strange colour combinations. I quite like how the print's showing through there. Interesting, definitely interesting. Right, let's go with... I'm going to stick with some... I think I'll do some blues and greens this time. Bit of this blue, again, the periwinkle. And we'll go with, I think this is cut grass, yep. Sorry about me, I'm still coughing. It'll go in its own time, I guess. And some dirty martini. No, I don't know. I don't think I want that actually. I think I'll go with polished jade. No. I don't want that one. I want this one. This is, oh no, I just picked that up. What did I miss? Oh, maybe that was the one I was thinking of. Okay, let's try that. I need to see. I've got some. I need to wipe this brayer a bit. Right, let's try it. Hopefully I've got some of those bits off. Not sure. Right. Okay. Now, how about this little tree? Haven't used this one before. Transfer it over to. I must start working on some of my jelly prints. Whoops. Might be a bit too much paint on this one. That one so far, it's transferring really well. So it's filled up that page, so I need to find one that'll go on, that will show up on. I'll try this one. Yes, I can. That's really good. It's beautifully stamped beautifully, that. Look at that. That's come out. That's really made a difference to that one. It's made that much more usable, and I might just do some leaves or something as well. Right. So let's get a different piece of paper. This is from an old manifest book or something, but it's a bit like deli paper, I think, which a lot of people use for this. I thought I'd just try it. It's quite thin. See if the trees come out. Ooh. Yes, they have. Wow. You see that? So where I've stamped and taken the trees off, it's left an imprint here. Ooh, I like that. I like those colours together. That's interesting, isn't it? Yep, let that dry. Some of these I might come back and do some more work on. So I need to put a colour over this and then lift that up. What colour shall I choose? Trying to think what colour would work best. I might try this, I don't know. Plum pudding. This is a Vicky Bouton paint. Let's try it. I don't think I've used it much. I've used it a bit. Might have dried up a bit. Okay, I'll just give it a shake. I've had it quite a long while and haven't used it for a long, long time. Doesn't want to come out. Perhaps it's dried up completely. Okay, plan B. I have my crushed grape. Good old Dilutions. They don't let me down. Let's see how this turns out. I don't know. Oops. See if that pulls up the let's try this piece. It's a bit thinner. I've just been grabbing book pages out of a variety of books just to see how they look. Okay. Are we pulling up? Yes, we are. Pulling up most of the rest. What was underneath? Oh, that's interesting. Ooh. It's a darker, mysterious wood. Oh, I like that. Wasn't sure about putting the purple with it, but I actually really like it. And you can still see the trees. That's come out quite well. I've got my other little tree stamp I might try. I'm really liking how these are coming out. Thank you, Rachel, giving us new ideas. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, right, so I'm going to go with some peony blush and a little touch of Postbox Red, just a touch. Try to go just a touch. And this one, whatever that is, vibrant turquoise, just mixing it up. This could be interesting colour combo, couldn't it? Why not? I think there's somebody at the door. I'm going to have to go and check. Oh dear, that was a delivery from for Richard, but he was in the garden, so he didn't hear it. So I didn't have time to do any stamping or anything. I just put some paper on so it wouldn't dry. Yes, so I've got that rather strange piece of paper. I'll come back to it, do some stamping on it or something. Right, let's put another layer over the top of this. I don't know what colours I was doing. I think I might do some pink, some pale pink over the top, and then I'll do a bit of printing, a bit of stamping. Doesn't need to be a lot more paint on here, does it? I don't want the layer to be too thick. Okay, let's go with one of my, there we go, let's go with this, which was one of my jelly prints from before. What should we have? Shall we have... Oh no, I know what we'll do. We'll give this a try. This is the little lotus flowery thing that I did. I don't know what that is. Let's see if I can transfer from here to here. It's not bad. Get 3 prints out of it. Right, now let's get another piece of paper. Let's try a piece of this. Oh no, that's the... let's try a piece of this. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but let's have a look. It's about the right size. Oh, that didn't come out too well. I need to put some more paint over the top to bring that up. So I'll give that another try in a second. Right, what colour shall I put over the top? Let's go for Pure Sunshine. Just as the sun's come out, can you see the light? The light has now flooded my table. I hope it's not making it too shadowy. So I thought a bit of sunshine on the, because I've got some sunshine on my table. Right, let's go for it. I'm going to get too hot now in this jumper. That's quite bright, isn't it? Let's see if we can pick up that pretty lotus design. I'm going to try this same piece of paper again, but I'm going to try it on this. I didn't realise it was plain on that side. I'm going to try the other side. On the printed side. Well, have it pretty on both sides. Well, pretty might be stretching it a bit, but have some colour on both sides. Oh, it's pulling everything up. That's good. Look at that. It's pulling everything up. Fantastic. Oh, yes. Interesting. See if I can let it to lie flat and you can see it. Look at that. It's it's certainly different. These are such different prints to what I got when I was doing it before with the stencils. But yeah, I like that. I like that combination of so many different colours in there. Interesting indeed. They're very interesting, all of them. Okay, now we have a blank palette. Right, I'm going to do a combination of greens, I think, now. Greeny colours. And that's that. And I'm going to do some turquoise. This is a Hobbycraft paint, but it's a lovely colour. Blob. I've got a big blob of that. Let's see how that looks. And I've got another one of my jelly prints to print on, stamp onto, and one I'm going to try printing onto after. Right, let's give this a try. I'm going to use my little leaves because I'm going to put some green on here. Or would that be, or would this be a better one? Actually, I think this would be better. So I've got this, really like that. And let's try printing on here. One more. Okay. So I've now got this as well with the leaves on, if you can see. And then I'm going to try one of these. Yeah, I'm going to pick this one out. See how much I can lift off of what's left. Interesting, yes. Okay, so that's worked pretty well. I think we can still get a bit more on there. Might come back to that at some point. Okay, and now we need to try and lift up the rest. So I might just see if I can do any more printing of this. What's left on my brayer, I don't know if I can. See if there's any more coming off of these. No, they're dried up now. Okay. I'm going to try something that Rachel did, which was, where's my palette? Okay. Where's my tile? She put some paint onto the stamp and stamped on there and then took the print off. And let's see if we can do that. So I think it'd be easier to do it with a single colour. I might use this one, cut grass. Let's try doing that. I'll use my little brayer. And then she stamped onto the jelly plate. Haven't got much definition, have I, of the shaping I made in the tree, probably because there's too much paint on there. Getting a little bit more definition now. Too much paint on the stamp, I think. Try and do it a little lighter this time. Just a little tiny bit more. Do in between. I think that's probably as much as I'm going to get on there. Okay, let's try. And I think we need something over the top. That's got to dry though. That's the only thing. I need to dry, then put another colour over the top, and then we'll pull it off and see how it works. So bear with one moment while this dries. Right, so I think it's dried off a bit, so I'm now going to put my next layer of paint on, and I'm going to go back to the turquoise and see if I can give that a bit of coverage. Try not to make it, I don't think it wants to be too thick. So let's do this. Yeah, so you can still see the trees through there, and I'm going to take one of my other jelly print things that I did, just has stars all over it, so I'll see how it looks in combination with some green trees. Right, let's try this. Do a good rub. See if we get the rest of this up. Looks like some of it's coming up. Oh, that's interesting. I'm leaving the imprint of stars on my jelly plate. Now that I never expected that. Look at that. How interesting. So there. Now that looks better. The trees are upside down, but that doesn't matter really. So yeah, the trees have come up beautifully, but where there was already paint, it's acted as a sort of resist, and it's left the mark of the stars on here. That was not what I expected to happen at all, so that's very interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. It's just so different. Okay, this is getting really exciting. I really enjoy myself. I've got some very interesting prints developing here. Right, so now I've got green stars, which I was not expecting. Now let's put some colour down, and we're going to put, what are we going to put? We're going to put some vibrant turquoise. And some, I think some squeezed orange. And what else? A little bit of this. Rose quartz. Let's see what this brings in the way of a colour combination. I've got a bit of paper stuck to my brayer now. I've been cleaning it off onto my packaging here. Got some of it stuck to the brayer. Okay. Where am I going to put this? I don't want it to get anything else wet. Right. do a bit of printing from this. A lump of something there. Okay. What have I got to print onto now? I've got this. I think I might use a bit of that. And what have we got? We've got this strange hieroglyph, the 2 reeds. I'm going to use that. Or, no, not on there because that's not going to show. So I'm going to try printing with this. Don't know how it's going to turn out because it's quite a small stamp. It's a little odd, I have to say, this print, this stamp. But I didn't know what we'd be doing when I was making the stamps, so I didn't know what we'd be printing on, or stamping onto. If I'd had an idea, I might have done something slightly different in my stamps, but never mind. I can soon make some more. Okay. But I wanted to use the different ones. Right, so this is what I've got. So yeah, it's slightly strange, but why not? Now I need to pick that up. I'm going to try using a bit of this packaging. A bit of this Amazon packaging. Pop that on there. See what we get. No, I've never tried doing anything like this on the Amazon, but Rachel did, so let's give it a try. See if I'm getting any of my stars up. I think I am. Right, so there we are. That's really quite interesting. I think I'd like to put a bit more on there, but I'm not sure what. But I've got some stars. Yeah, okay. Very interesting. Okay. Now I'm just going to put one colour over the top. And I'm going to use this pale pink and see if I can lift the rest of it up. I think the key is to do a thin layer to get when you try to get the rest, I mean, as is Rachel, I'm still learning about jelly printing because this is only the second time I've done it and the first time you saw me do it. So I'm learning just as much as she is about how to do this. But sometimes you learn best by doing, don't you? Oops. Rather straight. It's not really as pink as I was hoping, but we'll see. See how that comes up, I don't know. Don't know if this is going to help at all to clean my plate. But we'll just keep going, see what we get. This could be a good one for stamping onto. It'd be fairly plain, I think. Ooh, yes, it's not really brought everything up, but it's created quite an interesting background. So that'd be one to do some more work on. Actually, I might put that back over here because it won't take long to dry. And I want to use a bit of lilac. And some more of my peony blush. And a little bit of whatever that is. Blue Hawaiian. I haven't used this one. I think this just needs to be quite minimal if I can do minimal. That's it. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. All right. I've got these circles. Oh, I know what I do. I use my, what's it, the water. I was going to do the water, but then I use the cut-offs of the water to make this one, and I think I like this one better. I don't know. I might try this. And I might print it onto this blue. See if we can get a ripply pattern going up the blue. Yeah, it's coming up. So you're making a pattern. Getting a lot of paint on my fingers. In a couple of hours I've got a CT scan on my elbow, so this could be interesting if I go covered in paint, but I don't suppose they'll care. So I've got to get this finished fairly soon so we can have a bite to eat and hit the road. I've got to drive into London. Not very far into London, but it's about an hour's or just under an hour's drive from here to get up there to the orthopaedic hospital in London, because they're going to do my elbow replacement at some point later in the year. But the CT scan is the first step, so they know what they're dealing with. Okay, do that. It's just going to fit beautifully on here. It'll still need something else, I think, over the top, but I'm quite liking the pattern. Might have to do some normal printing over top some of these to get them finished. Okay, there we go. So we have some ripply printing on there. Now let's see if this comes up at all. Let's take a piece of this. I don't know if this will pull all of everything up, but it might be interesting. It might have dried up too much, I don't know. Might need to put some more paint on top. We will see. Thing is, the more you print, you end up with some that still need more work doing to them, don't you? Some look almost finished, but most of them look like they still need work. But that's okay, we can come back and do some more. This is so much fun. I'm so grateful to Rachel to kind of challenge us to do these interesting things, because I've been wanting to do some more jelly printing, but just was having trouble finding time to do it. Ooh, that's come up quite interesting. So I've really got the pattern of the ripples there, although kind of in a bit of a blocky way. Not particularly natural ripples, but yeah, I'm quite liking that. I think it needs a bit more something. Not sure what. And I need something over the top of that. So what colour shall I do? Shall I go mad and do a red right over the top? Just fancy doing. Shall we see what that looks like? Just red. It's a luscious red. And then that'll give us a base for some nice bit of stamping afterwards maybe. So let's have a piece of this. It's not going to quite fit, but I don't think that's a problem. So we'll get a bit of red on the next one. Get one to cover it. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Oh, it's pulled it up. Look at that. It's pulled it all up. How lovely. And then we've still got a bit more of the ripples. Oh. Ooh, 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 I'm loving this. There we go. Look at that. Oh, that's fun. Love that. Such a lovely rich colour. And that'd be great for stamping on. Okay, that's going to take a little bit more drying than some of them. But right. How are we doing? How are we doing for time? I don't think I'll be able to go for much longer because I've got to get some food and I've got about an hour before we need to go. I'm sure I can do one more. Let's see, what colours shall we do? Let's do some greens and oranges, I think. Oops. Good old Dirty Martini. Love that name. And some Pure Sunshine. Come on. That's it. Okay. Let's keep those in the tray out of the way. Right. I think we're going to do some stamp. Oh, shall we do the Eye of Horus? Just for fun. Let's do a bit of the Eye of Horus. See how that comes up. Oops. Oops, oops. Just do a little bit of stamping with that. Oops. Got some very interesting looking colour schemes going on here on my scrap paper. Right, what am I going to print onto? That's the question. I've got a piece of this, which is I started doing some printing on. I'm not sure if that colour's quite right though. What else have I got? Any more bits under here? And what needs any more? Yeah, I'll do a bit more on this one, I think. Just going to do some more interesting shapes on here. Okay. Do a bit of random. I think it's enough of that one. I'm going to try and do a few of these little ones in between. It started life as 2 reeds, but I lost the tails on my reeds. And I'm going to do this one. Right. Yep, they came out all right. Right, let's just get a piece of. I'm going to have another go with some of this packaging. Oh, I've got some music paper here. that going to be big enough? Not quite. I've got another one. It's a bigger one, I think. Let's try this bit of music. Just for something different. See if it comes out. Some of it's come out. It's quite an interesting combination of shapes in there, look. Some very interesting colours. A bit of the red's come through. Oh yeah, that is really interesting. Rather like that. Okay, now we need to try and pick up the rest. Just want one single colour, don't we? Alright, let's pick a bit of orange so we can pick up the rest of it. Another piece of the packaging, bigger piece. I think, oh no, this is some coffee dyed paper. Just some ordinary coffee dyed copy paper. Let's give that a try. Don't know if this will pick it up, but it might make it an interesting background. Who knows? How are we doing? Ooh, it's all coming up. It's looking clean. This could be a good a good moment to stop actually, because I've got a clean plate. And it's all picking up, and I've got a lovely combination of colours and shapes and all sorts. Wow. Look at that. Now that has got to be, I think that's the best so far. So everything's in there. Right, this feels like a good place to stop. Because I've cleaned my plate, look at that. Clean as a whistle. And got a really interesting, I love that actually. That is a very interesting one. I like that very much. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you. Oh, they're everywhere. I'll quickly show you some of the bits, or the bits that we did, because I've got quite a few now. So obviously I've got this one, which is I think is my favourite. I really like this one. This is just the one that was a jelly print that I've printed, stamped on. This one still needs work. Don't think there's any more here that's finished. Right, then there's this one, which is, I think still needs a bit of work, but actually I quite like that too. That's quite interesting. It's still a bit tacky, so I won't put that in the pile. I've got that one that I've done a couple of prints on. And this one. I've got my water one, which still needs a bit of work. This one, slightly odd, but I quite like it. Oh, this gorgeous one, really love this. The red with a few ripples and other bits in it. What else we got? We've got this one that I've stamped on with the leaves. And this one with the trees. And what's this? Well, this one I had to do, this was my emergency one when I had to go and answer the door. So that could do with some more work, but it's got some interesting colours. This one on the packaging, that still needs some work doing to it. And so does that, I quite like that. Love this one, love how that turned out. Really pleased with that one. And this one, which again probably could do with some, I think some of these just need a bit more just normal stamping, you know, with some script or something like that, or something else. Quite like this one. It's a bit eclectic, quite strange. I think that was when I printed over one that was already existing to give it a bit more colour. This luscious purple one, love that. Another tree one, that's come out quite well. This one, you don't realise how many you're doing when you're making them. Oh, I love this one. I like the colour combination on that one. Might come back to doing some of those. And this one was another stamped one with some more trees. I did a lot of tree stamping. There's another one. And this is the last one. So trees and leaves on this one. Don't even know if you may not have even seen this one. Right, so there we are. I've got a whole load of new ones now to play with. Right, so now I've got a big pile of papers. I'm just going to rescue that from the bottom. Put it on, put it on the top. And also this one as well. That's nearly dry now. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to do with more, but I'm sure Rachel will tell us next week what we can... Hopefully she'll come up with something whizzy we can do with this, otherwise I'll have to think of something. I've got to work on some of them anyway. Thank you very much for joining me for this one today, and do join me again soon. Bye for now.